This is going to be the funnest video I think I've ever created. Might be an exaggeration, but my Sag moon loves to exaggerate, so we're just rolling with it. Okay, what it means when your Saturn return peaks, which yes, happens at age 29 for everybody. So we all have Saturn somewhere in our birth chart, right? And your Saturn return begins when Saturn enters the same sign that it was in at the time of your birth, aka where it is in your chart. When Saturn peaks, basically just means that Saturn returns to the exact same place that it was at your birth, the degrees and the same minutes. That's what these numbers are. So what that means is that that peak, that exact day where this happens, is going to trigger an event that is going to catalyze the lessons of this return wherever you have in your chart. And this is why it matters to know what your Saturn placement is, where it is in your chart, and what else it's aspecting. I mean, there's so much more to this than just like isolating Saturn, but basically the peak is the climax of that return and of that time period for you, and the lessons that Saturn has come to teach you during that time in order to mature you and to support you in building a stronger foundation really for the rest of your life. So for this person, Saturn return started in 2005, and then you can see as Saturn moves, it went retrograde and then it moved back. You can see that it was exact on moving. There we go. It was exact for this person on July 22nd. And this is actually Kanye West chart. So let's look at what was going on for him in 2006 during his Saturn return. He released one of his most popular albums, Late Registration, literally a month after his Saturn return began. And then the next year, during his Saturn return peak, he won 3 Grammys for that album. This is arguably the year when he blew up and really became successful, which can also happen during Saturn return. It just depends on how you're handling the lessons from Saturn and how you're integrating those lessons. It's going to be harder for you if you're not learning what Saturn is coming to teach you. And it also very, very much matters where Saturn is in your chart and what other placements in your chart it's connected to. I mean, Kanye West has Saturn in Leo, the sign of being seen, in his house of money. This is when, during his Saturn return, he became uber successful and started to be seen for his gifts and talents. And it's connected to his Jupiter, the planet of expansion and also abundance. And his Jupiter is in Gemini next to his Sun in the house of otherworldly creativity and the sign of communication and artistic talents.